I've got the oil draining. I'll pull the clutch cover off and show you the special clutch that Gav at FME custom made it for me. Yeah, and this big spacer plate to push the clutch cover out so that the cover would fit on over all this stuff. Once I put that in, it just cured every clutch slipping problem I ever had. I'm going to paint strip these covers now. So rather than do the big clutch cover, I'll practice on the little guy. There's the crank trigger that I made. I got the original one and filed it down and basically made it all do the right job for the woof. So yeah, it took a long time to do that. All done from these sort of drawings and bits and pieces and templates and filing it. It took ages. Paint stripper. Cover. What's the worst that can happen? After just a couple of minutes, it's starting to all blister. I watched a few YouTube channels and they reckon let it blister and then bang some more on and rub it around and it tries to break right through all the layers. But yeah, so far it's ripping it right off. As usual, the plan changed. I ended up doing the other cover as well. So that's coming off awesome. So is this one. Here's what was under the black paint. So now I'll put some more on to get rid of this last little bit of sticky residue. But basically it worked really good. The big cover here is still eating away, so I'll give that a bit of a scratch with this little mini wire brush. And then rinse that off and see how good it is. It's really ripping the paint off, as you'd expect, I suppose. I was thinking maybe I was going to not paint this, but it doesn't look that good or raw. I was going to, maybe if it looked a bit better underneath, I would leave it, but I'll make sure I get all the stuff off it and then prime it and put some paint on it. Might soda blast this guy here, since he's magnesium, might be a bit nicer of a colour. That's it. On to the next stage. Okay, I've come back down the shop. I've got the bicarb soda, speed blaster. I'll give these covers a bit of a touch up and see what they end up looking like. Well, basically it didn't take very long at all to do it, but it didn't clean it up much better either. Like, this looks basically the same as it was. This cover, it did take the paint out of all the corners that the paint stripper didn't take off, but basically no, the paint stripper did a pretty good job really. So I've degreased the covers. I've got the hot water system on so I can wash them out with really hot water, and then I'll be able to take them home and put the primer on them. So I've wiped the covers down with methylated spirits. I've cleaned them with the microfiber cloth to get any residue off them. Just masked up that sight glass. Going to use my heat gun to pre-warm them, and now I'm going to prime them. So it's pretty cold here tonight, so I'm just heating up the can of primer gently. It's not too hot, and I'm just going to sit this fella here and prime it without getting too much overspray over everything. Bit of heat for the cover. Too easy. The covers are all primed. The primer went on very good. Tomorrow I'll come down and hit them with the gloss black. Back into it the next day. So now I'll warm up my paint can again, still freezing, and throw some black on it. Should look pretty good, I reckon. They come out really good. Just really wet still, just finished doing it then. But full gloss, shiny as, looks great. I managed to carry the 2 covers over here without dropping them on the floor. So I'll use the heater just to help them out a bit, because it's probably only 12 degrees here at the moment. So yeah, that'll help them out. Stop the bugs crawling on them overnight and sticking to them. So we'll give it probably half an hour like this and it should be a bit better.